When extreme weather hits, we get emails and calls asking, is this due to global warming? The complicated answer is yes and no. So we went to an expert to explain just when climate change can affect the weather.
Climate is what you expect and weather is what you get. Climate is the long-term average of the weather, but it's more than the averages. It's sort of all the possible weather you can get in a place. That's the climate of the place.
The wildfires last summer, the record flooding in September, our recent rounds of severe weather. Are these signs of climate change in Colorado?
Nobody can say that a particular rainstorm was due to climate change. But you can say that an increase in the frequency of big rains is due to climate change.
While a single storm or weather event cannot be positively attributed to global warming, there are connections.
Those Boulder floods, there was more water vapor in the atmosphere to be wrung out. As the air gets warmer, it can hold more water. And as you get an updraft or whatever the weather maker that comes in, if there's that much more water in the atmosphere, that's how much extra will come out.
There are also changes occurring in temperature trends.
We can't predict the weather, say, on the 17th of June, 2053, but I can tell you it'll be warmer on the average in 2053 than it is in 2014. How many 100-degree days do we have in Denver today compared to how many did we have in the average year 30 years ago? The individual day that's 103, that's not climate change, but the fact that there are 3 times more of those days, that's climate change.
The hotter weather will also play a role in the long-term outlook for drought in Colorado.
Drought is not just a lack of rainfall. It's kind of a common misconception. Drought is a running total of the difference between evaporation and rainfall.
Although there is a lot of discussion about whether humans are having an impact on our climate, Professor Denning says this is not new science.
The climate has always changed. We've had ice ages, we've had warm periods, and what we know when we look back and look at the changes in climate over time are climate can change, and that every time that natural cycles change the amount of heat coming in and going out of the earth, the climate follows. The climate changes in response to heat in and heat out. That shows us for sure that when we add a lot of heat from CO2, the climate will change, just as it has in the past. The natural cycles of climate change in the past are probably one of the strongest reasons that we can expect climate to change in the future when we add a lot of CO2 to the climate system.
Understanding the long-range forecast will allow us to better prepare for the future.
The weather changes from day to day, but not so the climate, right? The climate is our place. It's what makes Colorado special.
Thank you for joining us. And turn to 7 News and the 24/7 weather team every time severe weather strikes. We'll be here for you. For everyone at the 24/7 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson.